R.I.P. 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 to the blood clot legend that is DJ Alfredo. This news really kind of came out of nowhere. R.I.P. to DJ Alfredo. Just learning today that he has unfortunately passed away. R.I.P. to the absolute legend. The legend that is DJ Alfredo, and Ibiza legend. Somebody that I kind of took a lot of inspiration from when I was first coming up doing my DJ thing. Similar when it comes to the likes of DJ Harvey and all those guys, because they were kind of known, weirdly enough, for being like the kings of like closing sets, which is something a lot of people don't do anymore. They're being the king of closing sets, which is usually the sets that people don't want to play, like the opening and closing of a club. Opening of a club would be anywhere from like 9 p.m. onwards. Closing would be anytime from sort of like 4 onwards. By that time, everyone's hanging. People might not be on a dance floor. They might have already gone home. But these guys thrive on that basis, or sometimes playing the whole day sets, especially now before the sun's shining. And those sort of sets, they kind of produced different problems for a DJ, because you're not playing in a dark warehouse. You're playing like in a villa. You're playing by the side of a beach. You're playing, by the side of a pool. So the vibe that you need to play to get people dancing and having a good time is completely different. And it calls for a different type of style. Now, what I liked about these guys coming up, or when I was kind of discovering them, because I've never actually been to Ibiza, which is weird, but just kind of observing from afar, watching a ton of documentaries, what I loved about these guys was that they played every genre under the sun, which is probably the reason why I play the way I am. Like, if you've listened to some of my sets that I put up on SoundCloud, or stuff that I've kind of put up on my Persistence Radio YouTube channel, or stuff that I played on here, on this particular channel, my test mixes and shit, you would see that I'd kind of try and cover all the genres. I tried to describe myself more as like a quote-unquote party DJ, as opposed to a techno DJ, house DJ, disco DJ. I just want to play like party music, get people jumping, get people dancing. And it all comes from these guys, this generation of DJs who were just playing everything from like, synth pop to R&B to EBM to jazz to disco, new disco, house, like just incredible gospel music. Like, I loved it all. And that style's kind of gone out of vogue now. Everyone kind of specializes. But these guys were incredible. And also just the name. That's kind of where I got my thing from as well, because a lot of these guys didn't like create like a pseudonym. They always went by their first name. So it'd be DJ Harvey, DJ Alfredo. This is why I kind of name myself DJ Agostino. It kind of comes from that kind of lineage of DJs who no one really does that anymore. Even DJ Boris in Berlin and shit, but no one does that anymore. So Alfredo was a legend. Really was one of the kind of pioneers over there in Amnesia, playing, loads of flipping bars and clubs back in the day when they were kind of empty and no one was there, and slowly building up clubs like Amnesia into the force that it is now. So RIP DJ Alfredo, an absolute legend who unfortunately passed away at the age of 71. This is courtesy of RA, who reports it. It says here, Ibiza legend DJ Alfredo has died at age 71. Amnesia, the club where he famously held a residency, broke the news on Instagram today. December 27th, thank you for the nights and for the beats we shared together. Your music and vision shaped the sound of Balearic beat and the soul of Amnesia. So many memories were made through your energy. Your legacy will live on our dance floor forever. No cause of death was discussed. Again, really sad, because I think, for considering what he looked like, seeing how he sounded like. I've watched a ton of interviews of him as well. 71 to pass away is really sad, because it felt like he had a lot more life in him. I would have loved to have seen him at one point, but we still got the videos and the documentaries and reports from people to kind of, soak through. And legends like him never really die anyway. Your memory always lives on. People are inspired by you for generations to come. People like myself are going to carry on what he's basically left behind. They'll be mentioning him and name dropping him in every interview, whatever you do, whatever it may be. So the influence will live on way past his death. Sorry. It continues here. Born in Rosario, Argentina in 1953, Alfredo immigrated to Spain in his early 20s. Found work as a bartender in Ibiza town venue Bebop. He was here that he began to DJ and later held a residency at Amnesia and Coup, now called UniVRS. During the 80s and early 90s period, widely recognized as one of the golden eras of Ibiza clubbing. Yeah, that's where all the pictures come from. That era with all the pictures, everyone taking Quaaludes, the coke was really pure, everyone was on ecstasy and shit, looking color. And again, those pictures are really awesome because everyone's in color. Everyone's wearing like different colors and shit. It's not just black, it's not just neons. Everyone's kind of expressing themselves, looking beautiful, dancing. Everybody's ripped and shit, flipping amazing. Alfredo's unique blend of disco, soul, reggae, like I said before, synth pop, soft rock, and more would come described as the Balearic beat. He's since been credited as the father of the sound, and it's also hugely influential for the birth of acid house movement in the UK after the group of DJs, British DJs including Danny Rampling, Paul Oakenfold, and Nick Holloway, and Johnny Walker saw Alfredo and Amnesia in 1987, went to start their own club night called Project Club in Shroom. Yeah. And Danny Rampling has always been a big supporter of Alfredo. He called him one of the best DJs ever. And, you know, I kind of followed the same sort of path when I think I discovered Harvey first, DJ Harvey first, who's a bit younger. And I discovered Alfredo afterwards. So that's kind of my kind of early inspiration when I was kind of coming up and shit. Alfredo had a natural flair, a very artistic way of putting records together, telling a story. Rampling told RBM Daily in 2019. Every record he played had his own distinctive sound. I've always said he was the Larry Levant of Europe, and he had Paradise Garage and Amnesia. It was a free state where everything happened. Obviously, some of you guys know who Larry Levant was. You know, Paradise Garage, legendary venue back in the day. Alfredo went on to hold further residencies in Ibiza Club Pasha, Space, Manumission, and Zouk in Singapore. He continued to DJ regularly throughout the O's and the 10s, and before having a stroke in 2021, again after this year. And his son, Jaime Fiorito, is also a touring DJ. Yeah, big up Jaime. Absolute legend as well in his own right. Listen to Alfredo performing to Ibiza in 1989 and read some more tributes. So let's actually check it out here via the RA post. We have the tribute here courtesy of Amnesia. We have a tribute here courtesy of Dub Pistols. If I'd listened to this man in 87, my life would be very different. RIP DJ Alfredo, agreed. Big up Rowetta. So sad to hear that our friend Ibiza pioneer Alfredo has left us. He was a legend when I first played KU in 1999, and he will always be. RIP Alfredo. Another post here courtesy of Sister Bliss. Very sad to hear the news about DJ Alfredo. My first use of Ibiza was in 92, was to play with him or for him at Amnesia. Safe to say he changed the world of music for the better. Fly high to the great gig in the sky. RIP DJ Alfredo. DJ Alfredo, 1953 to 2004. Thank you for the music. That's from Piccadilly Records. Love Fingers, big up Love Fingers, says the one and only DJ Alfredo, RIP. And then we got a few more courtesy of Instagram. Let's check there because I'm sure there's going to be a ton of tributes courtesy of Instagram. Big up, and the legend that is DJ Alfredo. Absolutely tragic to hear he's passing, but his influence and his flipping, you know, whatever else will live on. Let's scroll down. We've got here courtesy of Chef Farayo Kesha Ibiza. Indeed, high vibe maker and such a sweet man. Always thank you, Maestro. Love and respect. This person, Euphoria, says thank you for what you gave us. RSS Disco says much love forever. What else we got here? Oh, big up Luca Dia, the kind of, you know, what you call it, one of the original rave documentary channels on YouTube. Gives heart emojis there. Great to see. For another person says forever sending love from California. DJ Alfredo, yes. Another one says best ones leave at Christmas. Godfather, The Source, such a legend. Guru, very big up Danny Tengalayo. Very sad news on Christmas Day. Rest in peace, DJ Alfredo. So loads of tributes here from all legends across the board. Joachim says as well, heart emoji. Great to see all the legends out here giving him the props, giving him the praise. And obviously, as a tribute, we need to play a legendary couple of bits and bobs here featuring DJ Alfredo. This is a set here, video somebody photographed in the 90s of DJ Alfredo playing in Ibiza on an old sets of fucking Technics. And I think above him, he's got like a really old original sets of like CDJs before they were Pioneer, really, you know, techno ones that we got now at the moment, or technical ones. These are basically old ones, but you see him playing on an old set with his kind of trademark sleeveless top and shit, and his records behind him. And then we'll play another video which is part of a documentary where he's also featured in. So let's go and play these two videos back to back. One thing that's very interesting about these videos that we're watching right now, right? This is a scene at Amnesia closing party in Ibiza, right? And it features Alfredo and just the cast of people that are there. Is number one, isn't it interesting how individual everybody looks? Everyone has such personality. Nowadays you go to clubs, and regardless of what club I go to, Berghain, the Folds, the venue MOTs, whatever, the Palomas, I feel like everyone looks the same. Everyone dresses similar, especially some of these big techno clubs or big techno nights. Everyone kind of has the stereotypical uniform on, the flipping chokers, the harnesses, the fishnets, the PVC. Everyone's got the same type of stuff on, same type of haircut, the go faster glasses, the big boots. Now with that, back then, everyone looked individual. Everyone's got, like, look at these group of girls. Look at these three people here. The girl in the middle, the guy on the right, the guy by her side, all look completely different. Different styles, different makeup, different dress codes, colors. Now you don't get that much. And also the other thing I really love about it is the dancing. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing, dancing, having a good time, actually not worried about showing face or being too precious about looking too cool. They are vibing. They're vibing, they're drinking, probably taking a shit ton of multivitamins, but they're having a great time. And the other thing that I really love about these videos back in the day is the age ranges. The age ranges. You see people here all the way from probably 18 up until 55, even more. Nowadays in clubs, I feel like everybody is like the same age. Everyone's either like under 27 or over 35. Nothing in between. Back in the day, I think even when I used to go to Berlin, the early times, like, I don't know, the 2010s and shit, I felt like there was way more ranges of ages. You'd go to certain clubs like Griessmüller, you'd go to Tresor, you'd go to Watergate, and you'd be surrounded by people like young, old, everything else in between. And I'm wondering now, because I'm a hopeless optimistic, I love the future, I love what's coming up next. Is it possible to recreate this? Can we recreate a scene that encompasses everybody, that welcomes everybody? Or have the older lot just got tired of raving and moved on to other things? They've moved on to hiking, they've moved on to playing golf, they've moved on to, you know, having a family, starting a business. What is going on? Like, where are the older folks? Where are the people in the middle? Why is it always the same sort of age range of people going to parties? Why is no one dancing? Why does everyone look the same? Can we recreate that? Is it possible? I don't know. The closest thing I've seen to it, to be fair, the closest party that I've seen to recreating this vibe has been Toy Tonics. Toy Tonics, and the other night in flipping, I forgot the night what it's called now. There was a night in Berlin, the same sort of thing, but I think Toy Tonics has been the only night, and maybe Powerhouse and Power Disco at Paloma Bar, where I've seen a really nice range of people all wearing different type of stuff, having a good time, some drunk, some high, some super sober, but having a blast and listening to music, dancing, whatever. Now that's what I love to see, but I think in general, especially in London, it's all kind of the same sort of vibe, and I would love it if we had a return to this sort of vibe nowadays. But I guess sometimes the reason why these things exist, the reason why we have this archived footage, the reason why we have these reports, these reviews, people telling us all of these amazing things, is because we get to remember it. We get to kind of think back to how great it was, and then we get to make our own version of whatever that was, but we can never recreate it. Maybe that's a part of what history is. It's never about repeating history. It's about being inspired by what you see in the past and kind of presenting it again in the future and making and telling your own story. Maybe that's the way to go forward. But regardless, R.I.P. DJ Alfredo, absolute legend. His memory lives on. One of the people that I was inspired by, alongside with DJ Harvey, alongside with Sven Var, alongside with, you know, loads of people in the beginning, like Larry Levant, those type of dudes who I was absolutely obsessed with when I was coming up in the scene, and I went to kind of recreate and sort of do my same thing when I'm kind of playing as well. So whatever magic stardust he's left behind, I will take that forward, but his memory will live on. There's tons of sets of him online you can check out, interviews of him doing interview panel discussions on Ibiza Music Summit and shit you can check out as well on YouTube. He's an absolute legend. I love everything about him. R.I.P. DJ Alfredo. Your memory will live on. Your memory will absolutely live on. Listen to the last few bits now. Even the bartenders look cooler, man. Look at that. Even the bartenders look cooler, man. Well, go on for the cool bartenders. Film camera pictures, no smartphones. Love to see it. Look at the hairstyles, bro. Look at the flipping hairstyles. Absolutely shocking, but look at the smiles. Probably a ton of E, but it doesn't matter. Look at the smiles. Love it. R.I.P. DJ Alfredo. R.I.P. DJ Alfredo.